Meet Steve. Steve never discovered fire. Steve's ancestors didn't either. He spends 4 hours a day chewing raw plants, freezes every night, and his idea of fine dining? Slightly decomposed mammoth leftovers. Now imagine if all of humanity had been like Steve. Would we even survive? Without fire, you're a flatulent, half-frozen ape with a jaw like a bear trap and a life expectancy shorter than a TikTok trend. Raw cassava? Literally full of cyanide. Good luck with that. But when did humans learn to set stuff on fire? Boom. Game changer. Fire didn't just make dinner taste better. It rewired our biology, rewrote our destiny, and basically gave us superpowers. Digestion is like an Olympic sport for Steve. He needs a gut so long it makes a gorilla blush just to wring calories out of roots that are basically botanical rubber. Raw tubers, half-rotten meat, maybe the occasional snail that didn't run fast enough. But the energy payoff? Miserable. He burns almost as many calories digesting his food as he gets from it. Steve has zero time to invent anything. He's too busy chewing his way through dinner. And every bite comes with a sight of danger. No refrigeration, no sterilization, just raw flesh, questionable mushrooms, and the ever-present thrill of stomach Russian roulette. If Steve eats lunch and lives, he's won the microbial lottery. But then came fire. And fire flipped the script. Look at Steve's cousin, Homo erectus. This guy figured out fire. He's got roasted roots, seared mammoth ribs, maybe even a smoked termite skewer if he's feeling fancy. Cooked food means softer textures, safer bacteria levels, and here's the kicker, 30% more energy from starches. That's surplus brain fuel, which means Erectus isn't just surviving. He's scheming, socializing, storytelling, maybe even founding the first paleo food truck. And Steve, still gnawing roots and playing intestinal roulette. So if you've ever enjoyed a steak that didn't kill you or survived a suspicious hot dog at a music festival, raise a toast to your pyromaniac ancestors. They saw a tree on fire and said, yeah, I'm gonna cook something on that. Fire didn't just feed us, it made us architects of the planet. Indigenous Australians were reshaping ecosystems with controlled burns 45,000 years ago. Plains tribes used it to herd bison like prehistoric cowboys. That's ecological engineering, before anyone knew what ecology meant. Meanwhile, chimps, they see fire, they panic. They get how it spreads, but not how to use it. Humans? We carried fire across continents as if it were Grandma's China, and we weren't just roasting yams by then. Over 200,000 years ago, some genius thought, what if I cook this tree goo until it turns into glue? That's birch tar. We made adhesive before we made poles. Stick plus fire plus rock equals spear. Boom. Welcome to the weapons industry. That wasn't just tinkering, that was knowledge. Chimps can learn, but humans, we teach. Fire spread because one caveman probably said, hey Steve, don't burn down the savannah again. That was last week. Before, the night was a horror movie. You weren't top of the food chain. You were the snack cart. But then, whoosh, fire. Suddenly, predators back off. Humans stay up. Stories happen. Myths are born. Possibly sarcasm too. Who knows? That evening brain time? That's where culture came from. And the fire perks didn't stop there. Smoke was nature's bug zapper. Lice, fleas, worms, mites, gone. Fire was prehistoric pest control. No appointment needed. No invoice. No awkward small talk with the exterminator. No fire meant no metals. No copper, no bronze, no iron. Just Steve, sharpening sticks and breaking dreams. The first metal workers were basically science nerds with rocks and one motto: heat things till they bleed something shiny. Now we got spears, axes, plows, and a world that's no longer limited to what you can carve out with a pine cone. Fire didn't just protect us, it leveled us up. Steve may still be figuring it out, But Erectus, he's already opening his first forge-powered Etsy shop. Imagine this, a blizzard howling, saber-tooth spacing, and here comes Steve, marching into the Ice Age with nothing but a campfire and blind optimism. But thanks to fire, our ancestors survived. It didn't just give them warmth, it gave them confidence, and everywhere they went, fire followed. Fire brought humans something revolutionary. Time to think, to plan, to move further away from where you sleep. Before fire, we were stressed out nomads, constantly fleeing predators, storms, and suspicious smells. Then came the hearth, and suddenly, we stayed put. Sites like those of the Natufian culture, dating back 14,000 years, show real neighborhoods with communal hearths, with shared walls and passive-aggressive grunts at neighbors who steal your roasted roots. Fire gave us Suburbia and the right to yell at your neighbor for playing mammoth bone drums at 2 a.m. We feared it, we worshipped it, and we stared into it until we invented therapy. Funeral pyres on cliffs, Vedic Homa rituals, Zoroastrian temples, Olympic torches sprinting past your cousin in 2008. Remember this when you light a candle for your birthday cake. That spark is 1.5 million years of innovation. Fire wasn't just a tool, it was humanity's first superpower. One more time for the people in the back. Thank you, pyromaniac ancestors. Like and subscribe, because you owe them your dinner.